Hello my friends, and welcome back to another video, or welcome if you are new. My name is Erin, and today we are doing a part 2. If you remember, I actually don't know when I filmed part 1 2 months ago. I was cleaning up my library and reorganizing things, and I mentioned in that video that if you all wanted, I was going to take all the books off my shelves and reorganize it because I hate the way they look and I need to find space for more books. And you all sounded really excited about that. So this is part 2. One, the reason it took me so long to make a part 2 is because it's been so hot that I cannot film in this room like for a long period of time. So I've been putting it off for a cooler day. It's actually 80 today and it's not cooler, but it's cooler than it was. Whatever. I'm gonna try and get this all done today. If not, I will be continuing into tomorrow. So hopefully I can half my workload and that'll be easier. There's construction going on right now. I'm sorry if you hear it. I can't do anything about it. It's really freaking annoying, but that's just life. So if you hear bang, 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 bang throughout the video, it's not me. It's them. But I think that's it. The way I'm gonna structure this video, if you're interested, I'm sure you're probably like skipping ahead because you don't care. But if you're interested in how I'm structuring this video, what I'm going to do first is I'm going to give you a tour of my shelves and show you how I had them organized and maybe what I'm thinking about doing. I'm not really sure. It's kind of gonna be up in the air and how I feel in the moment and how I want to restructure it. But so I'm gonna give you a little tour. Then all the decor is gonna come off. Then I'm going to try and do a little mini unhaul. I'm gonna hopefully get rid of some more books to make more room because I do think there are some books that I missed the last time I unhauled and I could do more. So those will be up on my Pango. I do have a Pango bookstore thingy linked in the description if you want to see what books I'm selling, you know, down there. Then we're gonna take all the books off my bookshelves, plop them on the floor or wherever they fit. I'm gonna try to keep them organized if I can, and then we're just gonna go at it. And hopefully this is gonna be easier than I think it's gonna be because in my head this feels like a lot of work and I'm really nervous, but also my shelves are a disaster. So that's the goal right now, what we're doing. Hopefully it works the way I want it to, but yeah. Okay, so enough chit-chatting. Let's take a look at these bookshelves and see how I've organized them so far and what I think I'm going to... I'll give you some ideas of what I think I'm going to do while I'm walking you through, but yeah, I just want to give you a little before. So let's go into that. Okay, so this is my coffin bookshelf. I am not touching this today. I don't ever really touch it. I don't really ever take away books on here. I don't unhaul books on here. These are all my absolute favorites. You can tell by like the Darcy Coates up here and down here that this is like reserved for favorites. Rachel Harrison's here. I have a mix of thrillers and horror, but yeah, I might add books to this bookshelf. Like if I read a new Darcy Coates, I put it, well, I don't have room, but I just put it somewhere. And if I find new favorites, I'll add it to this shelf. But otherwise, every other book goes on the other two bookshelves. So this one's not being touched today, but I just wanted to give you a quick glimpse at it. So this first shelf on the bookcase closest to the entrance to this room, I have all my Book of the Month books. I just recently, well, I haven't canceled yet, but I'm canceling Book of the Month. So I'm gonna get rid of this shelf. I know for a fact. I know I don't want to keep them all like this. I don't even think they really look that good like this. I just wanted to keep them all together because Book of the Month books are so chunky and large that I just wanted them all to fit more seamlessly. But I mean, I don't think they look stunning like this. So I have different plans for this top shelf and I'm just gonna scatter these to the genres that they belong in, I think later on. But that's how this shelf looks and has looked for a bit. So the next shelf is all horror. These are horror that I read and I really enjoyed, or some that I really, really loved, and I'd love to move those over to the coffin bookshelf because they're new favorites. I just don't know if I have room on the coffin. So they have like their own area where I'm like, oh, these are horror books that I really enjoyed. I do need to sort it a little bit better because there are some books that I don't want to keep. I don't know why they're still here, but this is the overflow of horror, but mostly horror that I really enjoyed. And then this is my thriller section. I really want to get rid of some thrillers. I don't really read thrillers. I don't gravitate towards them as much anymore. So I really want to keep only the ones that I really, 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 really love. But yeah, this is mainly just my thriller shelf. It looks okay. I guess it's like gapping now because I got rid of thrillers, but I'm hoping I can get rid of more today in this area because I think this is just too many thrillers. I don't need this many. This next shelf is YA/middle grade. I might get rid of some in here, but like Goosebumps I'm not getting rid of. Like R.L. Stein's, that kind of stuff I'm not going to get rid of because I absolutely love, I love my collection of R.L. Stein's. But some of this other, I think YA I could maybe part with. But yeah, this is like my YA middle grade section. Unfortunately, my huge chair covers the bottom shelf because this room is so tiny and I have used every space of it. So you can't really see everything down here. This is all my absolute favorite manga. So like Blood on the Tracks, Sweat and Soap. Down here you can't see Death Note. Erased is down here. It's all covered. You really can't see them. I don't know what I'm gonna do with this. I might move it over to the other shelf where manga is, but it's really gonna depend on how much space I have. But I would like all the manga together, so I might actually move this to the other shelf. So we'll see how that goes, but yeah, this is all my favorite manga. This top shelf is super confusing. This is half romance, graphic novels, and then goes into more horror. I don't know what I was thinking. I think I was just shoving things up here. Romance needs to be not just here. I don't know what I'm doing. Graphic novels, I want to move with the manga and like kind of have it go from graphic novels to manga because that makes sense, like flow-wise. And then that horror, I don't know why that's the way it is, but that needs to get sorted too. So this whole shelf is a disaster. Then we continue into like classics right here with Stephen King, The Exorcist, that kind of thing. More excess horror, which doesn't make sense. I know. I don't know what I was doing. And then manga starts at the very end of this shelf. And I also don't know what I was thinking about with that, but that's just how it goes. I need to fix this. This is my Junji Ito shelf. I'm going to keep it like it is because I absolutely love it. I want to keep all my Junji Ito together, obviously. That just makes sense. Then more manga just continues on, which I don't hate. I think that looks fine, but I'm probably going to reorganize it a bit, and I might unhaul some manga. I need to look a little closer. But I do want to fix the second half of this shelf. Junji looks great and he'll probably stay pretty much the same. You can probably see where I have some gapping in this shelf. I unhauled some manga earlier in the month, so I'm definitely going to move things around here, but I have more manga continuing on, which I do like. I like that the manga just like flows into each other, which again, I'll probably keep, but I'm going to reorganize since I have more space now on this shelf, which is really, really helpful. So then this bottom shelf, you can see the two huge stacks in front of it. Those are books I need to find space for on my shelves. Let's keep our fingers crossed that I can get that done. But the bottom shelf is like mysteries, more graphic novels, fantasy, and manga at the very end. Fantasy needs its own shelf now that I'm getting into it and I'm really enjoying it. So fantasy needs a whole shelf to itself. My mysteries, I think I'm going to keep more like on its own as well. Maybe mystery to thriller, like I might have them go into each other. I have like a nonfiction book and some literary contemporary things. I don't know, it's kind of a mishmash right here. But yeah, the bottom shelf is a disaster, totally needs reorganized. So, yeah, this whole shelf is the worst. I just go to this shelf when I need to find space and shove things. So, yeah, we definitely need to reorganize this one.
I know you told your friend you're not okay, and tell me what's wrong and why you never said you felt that way. And guess you're trying to stay strong and fake a smile until I look away. But I've known you too long, it hurts to watch your blue eyes fade to gray as you fade away, as you fade away.
Yeah, I'm about to fade away, cause every time I wake up I feel like it's Monday. Something's going wrong with all the chemicals up in my brain. All of a sudden I don't look at anything the same way. Got a buildup of my thoughts sitting in an ashtray. I'm sorry that I'm so inconvenient, okay. Just let me be me and I'll stay out of your way. I can see the way you look at me, I'm such a disgrace. I never really asked to be brought into this place. You wanna love me? Well then baby I have a taste. All the highs and the lows, no you'll never be the same. I don't really wanna hurt you but I can't control the pain. If you're sticking by my side maybe we could be okay. Okay, maybe you could be the change I need today. I promise that I've never felt this way. I really hope that you will choose to stay through all the pain.
I know you told your friend you're not okay, and tell me what's wrong and why you never said you felt that way. And guess you're trying to stay strong and fake a smile until I look away. But I've known you too long, it hurts to watch your blue eyes fade to gray as you fade away, as you fade away, as you fade away. You're trying to stay strong and fake a smile until I look away. But I've known you too long, it hurts to watch your blue eyes fade to gray as you fade away, as you fade away, as you fade away. Tell me what's wrong and why you never said you felt that way. And guess you're trying to stay strong and fake a smile until I look away. But I've known you too long, it hurts to watch your blue eyes fade to gray.
So I did a little unhaul. As you can see, do you see all the books? Okay, so I'll quickly go through them all and explain why I'm getting rid of them. Is it gonna stay? No! So, 3 Simone St. James, who I absolutely love, and I did enjoy these books, but I'm trying to go into unhauling as if I had to reread these books. Would I be happy to reread it, or would I be like, whatever? Because I'm out of breath. Oh my god. That was a really heavy stack. Anyways, I'm trying to have only books on my shelves that I would either A, reread over and over again, or that I love so much that I would think about all the time. So anything that's kind of not like that, I'm going to get rid of. And while I enjoyed Murder Road, The Broken Girls, and The Book of Cold Cases, I don't think that they're better than The Sundown Motel, or what's the other book? The Haunting of Maddie Clare, which I really enjoyed. So I think I'm just gonna unhaul these. I don't hate them, I just don't want them. I have 3 manga. I have Can't Stop Cursing You Volume 1. I got rid of the other volumes because I didn't really like this. It felt like a Death Note knockoff. Goodbye Eri, I just thought was bizarre. And the Yakuza and His Omega Raw Desire. This was so weird. I wouldn't probably keep reading the series. Then I have 3 Days in the Pink Tower by Evie Knight. I did really like this book, but it is about sexual assault and a woman being kidnapped, but it was a very hard read. I would never reread it. It was a good book. I don't really like reading things like that and that detail or that like descriptive. Episode 13. I did enjoy this book. I didn't really like the ending. I had a good time. It felt like a horror movie, but I just don't really ever think about it. Duke Actually is a Christmassy romance. I did really enjoy it, but I would never reread a Christmas romance. So, Bury Your Gaze by Chuck Tingle, I did like. I just didn't like the sci-fi aspect about it, and it went in a weird direction. So while I enjoyed it, I would never reach for it again. Then Creatures of Passage. This was a good book, but it deals with children things. It's very disturbing. I probably wouldn't reread it for that aspect, how like descriptive it was, and it would not be like a fun reread for me. It wasn't a fun read in the first place. Into the Darkest Corner by Elizabeth Haynes. I think I've had this for over 10 years. I don't remember what it's about. I think it's about a woman who's being stalked, but I would never reread this. Sometimes I think about rereading it, but I would never reread that many thrillers. Survive the Night by Riley Sager. I'm one of the few people that don't hate this book, but again, would I reread this? No, I wouldn't. That's Not My Name by Megan Lawley. Again, it was predictable. It was a fun YA thriller. I wouldn't reread it again. True Crime Story by Joseph Knox. I did have a really good time with this one. It was sent to me, and I liked that it was like interviews and trying to figure out who did it and whatever. Like, it was fun. Would I reread it over like Janice Hallett, who has the same kind of like mixed media style? I would read Janice Hallett probably over this one. Verity by Colleen Hoover. I really liked Verity the first time I read it. I don't like Colleen Hoover. I probably will never reread this book. Run Unread by Noelle W. Ely, I think is how you say this author's name. I actually don't know. This was fun, predictable. I liked the concept more than I liked the actual story and execution, so I would probably not reread this. Tear Me Apart by J.T. Ellison. A really long thriller that felt more like a drama. I did like this book. It was fun, but it was really long, and I didn't think the twists were that exciting. I feel like I called it pretty early on. so I probably would never reread this. Good Rich People by Eliza Jane Brazier. Again, fun. I like messy rich people, crazy rich people, that kind of thing. It was fun. Again, would I ever reach for it on my shelves and reread it? No. History of Fear by Luc Dumas. I did enjoy this. I didn't like the ending because I felt like it was too predictable. Pinata by Leopoldo Gu. This is a fun possession story. It was also very slow, and I feel like the payoff was more at the end than anything else, so I probably wouldn't pick this up off my shelves. Our Infinite Fates. I also really enjoyed this one for the most part until the ending portion. I didn't really understand why the book ended the way it did. It just was like, it was weird. And it was like a trope that I don't love. Out of the fantasy that I tried and like romantasy, this wouldn't be something I reach for again. The last three, The Vanishing by Wendy Webb. A fun, like modern, gothic. I liked how it went, but it wasn't like a new favorite. Tampa by Alyssa Nutting. This is a horrible book. It's so disturbing. It's so gross to read. I don't like the descriptive nature of it. It felt like I was reading something that I could get arrested for. And I will never, ever attempt to pick this up again. I barely made it through my first time. When Darkness Loves Us by Elizabeth Engstrom. This is a paperbacks from hell. This has like 2 stories in it. One of the stories I loved, but the other story used the R slur like 50 times, and it was so hard for me to read that I was like physically flinching reading it. So even though I really enjoyed that first story, or I think it was the first one. I think the second one was the one that I didn't like. The first story I really liked, but I just don't want to keep a book like that in my collection. So that's the unhaul. So now my shelves are ready to be emptied, which is what we're gonna do next.
I'm changing who I am. I'm making a new plan, rearranging my life, and I won't look back ever again. Yeah. You ain't see me activated. You better hope that you never see me agitated. I think about my actions, plan them out, evaluated. That's how I end up on the top, man, I'm calculated. My mind's a weapon, my body is the engine. I'm never second guessing, I just do what I was destined. Cause I feel I got the blessing, persistence and obsession. That's how you keep progressing, I already learned that lesson, yeah. I'm changing who I am. I'm making a new plan, rearranging my life, and I won't look back ever again. You can't stop what's moving. You can't stop what's moving. I'm changing my life, and I won't look back ever again. No fear, see clear, you deserve to be great. I know it feels like things get in your way. Push through those walls and the others will fall. Sit up, stand tall, you can get through it all. I need some energy, anxiety's no friend of me. I have a short memory, I don't really remember things. That's how I move on, that's how I stay strong. A new day's on, I'll keep moving right along. And I feel like the pain in the past, it needs to stay in the past. You gotta take off the cast. I wanna feel like I'm a new person. I wanna have clear vision and purpose. And I feel like the pain shouldn't last. If you can move on and past the things that make you feel bad, and you can change in your brain, I'm certain. I've done it before, and man, I'm not perfect. I'm changing who I am. I'm making a new plan, rearranging my life, and I won't look back ever again. You can't stop what's moving. You can't stop what's moving. I'm changing my life, and I won't look back ever again.
take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. Everything I do so instinctive and so passionate. Every word I move so descriptive like an adjective. I got a vendetta against people who patented being negative when you should be getting after it. I got facts over tracks, this and that. Spitting slow, spitting fast. I could roast, I could gas. Think I'm okay at last, but I don't know if that can erase all the past. And the pettiness, a reflection of the emptiness. Hilarious, you think you're worth my time, you're delirious. Mysterious, because you hide behind a fake exterior. Inferior, you know I'll always be a bit superior. Get off of me, this ain't no humble brag. I want you to hear words, you can say them back. I want you to feel free from the chains that last, and to believe in what you got, it was built to last, yeah.
Now that I've been put through hell, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
Gonna learn the consequence of being incompetent. Mental health is confidence, dreams into modestness. I'm not here to save the day, that's for you to take away. I could play a million mind games, but instead I say something not illogical, something that is topical. Rub it on and watch it go, make yourself unstoppable. Dreams are irresponsible, but they're always possible. If you just believe, you could be so remarkable.
Thoughts in my head, a collage and they spread. I'll be great one day, going off of my meds. No, I'm not giving up, no, I'm not giving in. I will make it to the top, taking off in the wind. I gotta make it, I'm saving every day to taste it. I'm patient, but my mind, it can hardly take it. I'm chasing a dream that I've had for several ages. A vacant, modern kingdom for the taking.
Now that I've been put through hell, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up.
nightmares in my head, I fear that the thoughts build up until I can't hear, that my mind fills up into a creature, and it haunts me somewhere much deeper.
Anxiety, filling up every space, no privacy. And silently, it could build and build until you finally see, whoa, it's taking over, damn, no closure, moving closer. No exposure, I just wanna be a loner. Some can't stay sober, looking over all their shoulders, like moving boulders just to get out of the home. It sucks, I've had enough, I don't wanna feel the stuck under the rug, all my problems that I shove.
I got nightmares in my head, I fear that the thoughts build up until I can't hear, that my mind fills up into a creature, and it haunts me somewhere much deeper. I got nightmares in my head, I fear that the thoughts build up until I can't hear, that my mind fills up into a creature, and it haunts me somewhere much deeper.
I've been feeling weird, I can't seem to focus good enough. Nothing's really clear, sometimes it could be a little tough. I just need to feel like the end's in sight for me, but let's be really real, anxiety can foggy all this stuff. I've been feeling weird, I can't seem to focus good enough. Nothing's really clear, sometimes it could be a little tough. I just need to feel like the end's in sight for me, but let's be really real, anxiety can foggy all this stuff. It sucks when you finally feel like giving up. Oh God, no luck, everything feels like you're sticky stuck. I'm lost, handcuffed to the bed where I sleep, don't give a fuck, can't stop.
Like this. This feels so confusing, but I'm now at the point where I don't have, why is Heartstopper Volume 3 so thick? Oh, it doesn't match! I hate that. Look.
If you had space, that would be a good one to have facing out.
We'll try it, maybe. Dude, that one's backwards too, look.
That's gross.
Ew, I hate that! Ugh.
That's worse than my Berserker.
Why? Why is that like that?
It's upside down.
No! What? I've never noticed. Oh, I hate this. That's gonna make me so mad. That's gonna actually, like, make me irate. Wait, this actually might work. I kind of hate that the bar is disguising it, but at this point, it's all about making them fit, isn't it? Okay, wait. Yes. Okay, now, can this do what I want it to? Oh my god, so close. Come on. Come on. Alright, so after 2 full days of working on this library, I finally finished. This was such a project. I kind of regret starting it, but also I'm really happy with the finished product. Nothing's perfect. I can see me wanting to redo this months from now. It's not like the best setup ever. It's not, you know, without its flaws, but I think for the space I have, for the bookshelves I have, and for the amount of books I have, it makes the most sense. It feels logical. It feels like it's compact, and I feel like I got all the books I really wanted on here. Now, when I read new books and want to put them on the shelves, we might run into a few little issues, but for right now, this is what I'm working with. Realistically, I need another shelf. I don't have space for it in this apartment, so that's something that will be future Erin's problem. But for right now, I'm liking it. So I'll show you and tell you how I set everything up. I feel like my shelves make so much more sense now. They were very chaotic before. I don't know why I set them up the way I did, but I think in the moment it made sense to me, and then I was just left them. And then it got more chaotic as I added more books to it. But yeah, so let me walk you through what I've done. So on the first bookshelf, on the very top shelf, we have the Hunger Games. Now, I don't think I kept it a secret. I love the Hunger Games. I wanted to showcase the books and the illustrated edition for the first book that I own, so of course I wanted that on the top shelf. Now, this is where things get a little bit confusing. I have 2 special editions. It's my Beach Read special edition and then a Frankenstein one that I really like. And then it goes into like fiction, random books that didn't really have a place. And then we have graphic novels. I wanted graphic novels to go into manga, but alas, they did not fit. So graphic novels have their own spot. Now, if you remember from when I showed you my shelves before, horror was on this bookshelf and on the other bookshelf. Now we have 2 full shelves of horror. They're together. It makes more sense. They're all in one place. I don't know why I didn't do that before, but 2 full shelves of horror. I feel like the top shelf is more of like my favorites or ones that I really enjoyed. And then the second shelf is like still really good, but I don't know. I was trying to organize it, but whatever. At least it's 2 full shelves of horror. They're together and they all fit, which is what I really wanted. Then underneath those, we have Greek mythology going into fantasy. Fantasy needs its own shelf now because, as you know, I've been reading fantasy and buying fantasy, and I'm a fantasy reader now, so it needs its own shelf. And I wanted Greek mythology retellings to have its own little section because I have a bunch of them now because I'm reading a bunch of them, so it just made sense. Then on the bottom shelf, which was originally my favorite manga, but I wanted manga to be in all one space, I moved down YA and middle grade onto the bottom shelf. This really sucks because half the shelf is covered by my big ass chair. You know, I'm working with what I have, so unfortunately you can't see half of the shelf, which I guess is good because I'm not really reading a lot of YA and middle grade right now, so I guess it's fine, but yeah, they're basically covered at this point. Working our way up to the other shelf, which I was really proud of this one, I'm gonna be honest, I was really proud. I went from mysteries to thrillers, which I think looks so much better than it was before. So much better. And then we have more thrillers because they didn't fit on just that half shelf. So it goes more thrillers into romance, which kind of doesn't make sense, but you know, it's okay. It looks better. And then we kept Junji Ito where Junji Ito was. I organized the books a little bit differently because I wanted all of these spines that are similar to be next to each other, all standing up in a row. I thought they looked really cool. Then next to Junji Ito, I have some of my other favorite manga like PTSD Radio, Death Note, and Erased. Underneath that, I have all my Shuzo Oshimi, so The Flowers of Evil, Blood on the Tracks, Welcome Back Alice, Inside Mari, Happiness. I love Shuzo Oshimi. Can you tell I love Junji Ito and Shuzo Oshimi? Then we have Killing Stalking and some Orochi. And then on the bottom shelf, we have some more that I really enjoy, like Island in a Puddle, Happy Sugar Life, Sweat and Soap. It kind of goes from more like light-hearted, well, kind of. Happy Sugar Life is really messed up, but the more light-hearted manga is on here, like Spy Family, Orange, Business Proposal, Midnight Secretary, you know, like the fun little ones are towards the bottom. I did have to shelve some manga under the bookshelves, but it's only like 9 volumes, so I think that's pretty good. Otherwise, everything fit on the shelves. That is it. Decor kind of got a little confusing because I pushed all my books really far up, so I kind of lost the space that I had before. They'll probably get pushed back later, and then I'll be able to put more decor on that I want, but as of right now, this is how I like it, and decor will just be added as it goes on and as I find places for it, as I decide what I like, what I don't like. I finally finished. This was such a project. It took me 2 days. I was sweating my butt off. It was so hard. I'm sore from lifting all these books. The room looked so awful. I have a huge pile of books that I'm selling on Pango. So yeah, I would like to get those out of my room because they're taking up a lot of space. So if you want to buy any of the books that I unhauled or have unhauled in the past, feel free to look at my Pango and buy them at a discounted price. Thank you so much. Why was that an infomercial? I don't know. I hope you enjoyed part 2 to cleaning, reorganizing my library / book room. Hopefully this was fun because it was not fun for me, so hopefully the content was worth it. If you liked this video, go ahead and give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. We can become friends, talk about books, horrifying books, thrilling books, romance books, manga, fantasy, all that good fun stuff. And with that being said, I hope you're having a great day, night, morning, afternoon, wherever you are, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!